Hey everybody, Eustace the Monk here with a video after a long break. Gonna try and get back in the swing of things, but this is a subject that I've been wanting to talk about for a little bit, and it's mostly the reason why, well, it's one of the reasons why I haven't been making videos, is the state of the industry right now is just really bummer. It's almost repugnant. My thoughts keep returning to the possibility of another video game crash, and having lived through the first one, allow me to assure you that as a video gamer it would really suck, but I don't think we're really in danger of a crash the way the first one happened, and I can kind of explain why I think that is. But I think we are headed for at least a serious recession in AAA gaming, mainly brought to us by AAA gaming studios monomaniacally pursuing several concepts, not the least of which is video games as a service, which compels larger studios, EA, Activision, BioWare, blah blah blah, into this funnel of feeling that they need to continually monetize on released video games. Like, they're not happy with just selling you the game. They want to continually sell you items and continually make money from the video game. And I don't have a problem with studios making money. However, I think that this concept has led them to design choices in their games that are making the games themselves such low quality that fewer and fewer people are willing to play, and it's leading to a complete stagnation of AAA gaming in general. And I haven't really been one to participate very much in AAA gaming culture because it's ridiculous and unsustainable, and that's partially why I made this video, because I have to, it's somewhat of a catharsis, and I hope you'll find it cathartic as well. Gaming in general has become mostly the serpent that's eating its own tail. It's completely unsustainable, and the reason being is that it's in the developer's best interest that you buy the game immediately upon release, or even better, pre-buy the game, which is preposterous. If you're pre-buying any game, then you're a moron and you're part of the problem, not part of the solution. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean, after the Anthem debacle and Fallout 76, and I mean, when has pre-buying video games ever done anyone any good ever? Wow, you get it on release day. Oh boy, so did I, and I just bought it. There's no scarcity anymore. You just, peck up on your Steam, and then here we go. Here's my game. It's downloading. There's no scarcity whatsoever. In the past, when everything was physical media, you might want to consider pre-buying a popular game because it might not be in the store anymore. Everyone else bought it. Oh, you're out of luck. That's not happening anymore. So why are you pre-buying your games? But they're gonna, give you all kinds of little statues and little bric-a-brac to get you to buy the game, because they have to get you to buy the game as soon as possible, because, the value of the game plummets months after the game's released. If you're patient and you wait, I just bought Mafia 3 for $10. I just bought Part 2 of Total War Warhammer for $20. I just bought Vampire for, I think, $10. Because Steam has sales all the time, and if you're just patient and wait for them, you can save a bundle. It's not in their best interest to have you do that. But unfortunately, the product that they make, it's actually in your best interest to wait as long as possible, because for whatever reason, release now and patch later is now the new watchword, and they're not only patching out bugs, which I think is acceptable. There's no way to test out every single bug, but they're also patching in promised features that they didn't get finished at release date. So this kind of harkens back to Untimely Thoughts video I made like almost a year ago, I think, even more than a year ago, that now AAA gaming is basically early access. You're buying it, and Anthem is a perfect example. It's, by all accounts, except for a friend of mine, he's really enjoying the game, to his credit. But everyone else seems to be very disappointed in Anthem. It's very lackluster, doesn't have a whole lot of features. They're playing around with the loot system. It's unbelievable. It's like, shouldn't you have had this all done before you release the game? And apparently not. And same with Fallout. Fallout 76 is an example of how one game can ruin a stellar reputation. I mean, Bethesda's name is now Mud. It's ridiculous. And they're all wanting online games. They're all wanting games that they can continually monetize. They're all kind of going into the Battle Royale style game, which it's not really my cup of tea. People seem to enjoy it a lot. But there can't be 5 battle royale games that are popular. There can be 1 or 2. And we already have 1 or 2. There's Fortnite and, some others, but you're not going to get Anthem being all that. We've got Anthem, we've got Fallout 76. And the reason why this is so unsustainable is that they want for you to buy the game immediately at full price, $60. But it's not in your best interest to do so. So more and more people, I believe, and this is why sales numbers have been dropping slowly but surely over the past 24 months, is that there's no reason to buy Battlefield 1 on release day. There's absolutely not. There's no reason to buy Star Wars Battlefront 2 on release day. There's no reason to buy Fallout 76 on release day. There's no reason to buy Anthem on release day. You're better off waiting 3 to 6 months, buying it on sale, and getting a richer video game experience. As more and more people do this, their sales I predict that their sales will continually slump, and eventually there will come a point where the millions and millions that they pay to develop AAA games will not be paid for by sales. It's 2 years off, but let's take a look at 2019 already. Bethesda's name is mud now. I mean, they have a unique problem. I'll get back to that later. BioWare hasn't made a good game in a year and a half. Everyone hated the last Mass Effect game. Anthem is taking a bath. They're done there. EA's always been the evil overlord, and they've been shitting the bed right, left, and center. The only AAA game that I can think of that everyone has really come out and said that is an amazing game and you can't wait to play it, and just the kinds of receptions that you would expect from a AAA studio release game was Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, that's the only... Can you think of another... Leave in the comments, can you think of another AAA game that everyone has hated every single AAA game for the past 12 months? Except Red Dead Redemption 2. That I can think of. Jesus, I mean... Fallout... And the problem with Bethesda, like I said, Bethesda has unique problems in that they've been selling a Skyrim for so long. They haven't really, that I can see, developed any kind of new engine. Their old engine is completely unsustainable anymore. It's ridiculous. Buggy piece of shit that they've built their last 3 or 4 games on. They need to come up with a new engine. They probably haven't been. Fallout 76 was going to be their big messiah. They've been trumpeting it to death to this lackluster reception. Lackluster at best. I mean, they've probably lost 90% of players. I don't know. I've heard people saying that good estimates are that they've lost 80 to 90% of their player base. We'll go through the companies one by one. At least all the ones that are springing into my head as I yammer into my microphone. EA is shit the bed. I mean, Battlefield 1 was lackluster. I mean, they paid all these YouTube influencers to play the game, and they're doing all that, this and that, and it kind of came and went without much fanfare because, hey, it's yet another Battlefield game. I mean, who talks about Call of Duty anymore? I mean, they talk about a series of shit the bed. Call of Duty's history. Battlefield's probably history pretty soon if they don't come up with something that really makes people want to play the next Battlefield game. Star Wars, there's not going to be another Star Wars Battlefront game probably. I mean, the last one was so ill-conceived and the loot crates were so ill-conceived that their name's mud on that game series. What else do they have? Well, Activision, they shit the bed with Diablo. I mean, that game is DOA. No one cares about Diablo on your mobile phone. I mean, come on. Who thought that was a good idea? And that's another little brick in the pile of the wall that is going to be our next video game crash. Is there's no new IP anymore. Like, everything's a sequel. Like, Star Wars Battlefront 2, we've got yet another this game, we got another game in that series. It's like, when are we going to see any new IP? Like, we've got CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk game. I'm quite looking forward to that. Obsidian's coming out with Offworld. Might be cool, but there's rumors that it's not an open world game. I'm like, I'm not really interested in a non-open world game that's like that. Why? But we'll have to see. There's just no information on that game yet. But Activision has less than a half dozen franchises, none of which are really... I mean, World of Warcraft is surely still licensed to print money, but it's a shadow of its former self. Diablo is... They better get something together about Diablo, but it's like, when are we going to see another series? When are we going to see, like, Bethesda's coming out with yet another Fallout, maybe, yet another Elder Scrolls game, maybe. Bethesda is... Here's Bethesda's problem. Bethesda's probably in the worst shape of imaginable, is that now Bethesda, everyone was happily buying Skyrim for a decade, and they're still selling a Skyrim for almost full price. But now, Skyrim's petering out. I'm sure that it's not making them nearly as much money as it did. Fallout 76 is shit the bed. They're done. Like, that game's done. Unless some miracle happens, which is possible. But unless some miracle happens, Fallout 76 is done. What else do they have? What else is coming out from Bethesda? And they've got to spend a buttload of time and money to make a new engine, because that old engine, that old buggy-ass engine, is too old. They cannot make another game on it. I guess they could, but there's something terribly wrong with an engine that's so old. I mean, over a decade old, at least. That terrible engine that they have only can use a maximum of 4 gigabytes of your system's memory. Come on. But making new engines costs money. I guess they could use like Unreal or something. They better do something, because otherwise they're stuck spending millions to make a new engine before they can even start making it as a new game. Fallout 76 was supposed to be this huge deal, and everyone was going to want to play it, and it's dog shit, and everyone can't wait to stop playing it. It's going to go... There's even rumors it's going to free to play. Oh my god. So, Bethesda's in real trouble. EA's in real trouble. Activision's in real trouble. Stock prices are going down. Now, to be fair, stock prices all over tech stocks have been going down, but there's specific reasons for each and every one of them. Like cell phone companies, tech stocks are going down because we've plateaued on... Everyone who wants a cell phone has one, and now there's little, if any, incentive to keep upgrading your phone for, $500 to $800 a pop anymore. So that, sales are slowing down because there's just... Everything you can do with a cell phone, you pretty much already do. And gaming stocks are shit in the bed because people aren't dummies, and they don't have anywhere they can go. And that's why I think that there's going to be what else do you say, a crash, like a severe recession in AAA video gaming. Who else do we have? Red Dead Redemption 2 is the only AAA release that's been worth a damn in the last year, maybe? Let me know in the comment section. I can't think of anything. Like, every major AAA studio's in trouble. The easiest way that I can use to describe the way I think the next crash is going to be, if we're not already in the middle of it, is there's a poem by T.S. Eliot called The Hollow Men. And the last stanza of the poem is, I think, perfectly describing what is going on right now. And I think everyone's pretty much heard the last stanza of this poem. It's one of the most famous in the world, and it goes like this: "This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper." And that's it. I mean, maybe Nintendo. I mean, I had a friend of mine, I was talking to, just, well, Nintendo might save us just like they did before in 1980, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so is because they're shirking new technology. I mean, if you look at the Switch, it has those stupid little cards that we abandoned with the TurboGrafx 16. Okay, there's a blast from the past for you. To get the price down, the Switch, I'm talking about the Switch, because it's really the only system that they have going for them. No one cares about the Wii U shit the bed, because they came up with all kinds of bullshit for it. I mean, it's an old story. Everyone knows about it. and they have no new IP. It's the same thing, new IP. I don't care about another Zelda game. I don't care about another Smash Brothers game. I just don't care about yet another game of this series. Yet another this, yet another that. So yeah, that's my thoughts. What our future is not looking too bright. If you're into AAA gaming, your future's not looking too bright. So yeah, those are my thoughts. We're not looking at it. Hopefully I feel as though it's cathartic. Hopefully it's cathartic for you as well. But I don't think we're in for a good time. But, hopefully it won't end with a cleansing fire. It'll end with someone finally having that, that we're feeling nauseous as a video game community. We finally visit the restroom and have a good watery shit, and then we feel better. And I think that's where we're headed, is like toward the restroom. We're staggering toward the restroom going, damn, I really need a watery shit right now. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. I don't censor them. Yeah, you could tell. When you look at some of my videos, some of the people are leaving comments. Holy fuck. So most of them are really awesome. Some people are like, do you have someone who cares for you? And they just absentmindedly allowed you to watch YouTube one day?